No, it's fine.
Okay.
I always record these things. We're recording now, and I just started like in the middle of a sentence. So.
All right, I guess that's how it works.
Hi.
Hey, it's Norm.
We just got out of. What did we get out of?
We got a Green Lantern.
GL.
Green Lantern, the movie starring Ryan Reynolds.
You really liked it, I heard.
Oh no.
Oh, that's too bad.
I don't review movies for a living, but if I did and I had to give it a score out of 5, I'd give it a 2 out of 5.
I liked it a little bit more than you did, I think.
I guess my approach is from the comic book fan. We also have Joey in the car. Hey, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
Joey, you're
basically a silhouette, so.
You didn't know much about Green Lantern beforehand.
Nothing.
All right, and you would give it a?
I would give it a 2.
2 out of 5.
I'd give it a 2. I give it a really.
But you liked it a little more.
I'm not ready to. I will think about it overnight and write my review and assess things further and assess the situation and maybe the knowns unknowns or the unknown knowns. We'll have to figure out what the situation on the ground is, where the troops on the ground.
So the movie, they really hammered in this idea of will being energy, will and fear being energies, because I guess that's something that mainstream audiences would get confused with.
Is that a big thing in the comic?
It is, yeah. So willpower is the green energy. That's why things are green.
A lot of green in this movie.
A lot of green. I felt 2 overwhelming emotions the entire time. One was boredom, and the other was annoyance.
I was never bored, nor really was I annoyed. I thought it was actually pretty interesting throughout, because I don't give a shit about Green Lantern. I don't read those comics. I'm not a DC guy at all. That's my perspective. I'm not saying that it's. I'm sure people who have like an affinity for Green Lantern will think differently, but I thought it was actually. I was never bored. I don't know why, but I thought it was. It came on the cusp of working in a lot of different ways. It never.
That's frustration, I guess.
Sure.
Would be my third feeling. It's Martin Campbell. He directed Casino Royale, and when I first saw the trailer, the very first trailer for Green Lantern, the one scene that kind of gave me a little bit of hope was the scene where Hal Jordan, Ryan Reynolds is running toward Abin Sur's ship and had that little shaky cam.
It was really well cut.
Yes.
That was a good moment in the trailer because the way it's set up is like he kind of. It doesn't know what he's looking at, and then he sees somebody moving, and you get the kind of hero. And I gotta go save this guy.
He's hurling toward, and it had that like shaky cam, and it felt like Casino Royale. There was a sense of urgency and a lot of movement. The movie is not like that at all.
That's too bad.
There are 2 villains in the movie.
Spoilers.
Well, Hector Hammond and Parallax. This is all in the trailers. In the trailers, the Hector Hammond character I thought was a joke. That's Peter Sarsgaard.
Yeah, he's definitely kind of the age-old nerd versus jock kind of argument, and it's nothing I haven't seen a billion times before. The
way they paralleled the transformation of those 2 characters, Hal Jordan to Green Lantern, and Hector Hammond to the evil Hector Hammond with the deformed head, the way they cut between the 2 characters in certain scenes really didn't make sense. It felt really forced.
It's another bad example, but I was talking about the newer Hulk movie.
Yeah.
Like even Tim Roth had that similar kind of urge for power, and that was done. It was still done pretty bad. That was done like 10 times better.
And that parallel made a lot more sense because they're both like super soldier type serums.
The problem with the film really is that they have to explain they have to make you not only care about Earth but also about this Green Lantern Corps on Oa, and it's a very sci-fi film. It is.
That's the best part of the movie, I thought, the Oa stuff. Mark Strong's speech, I thought was the best performer. And I mean, although that stuff is largely shown like in the WonderCon trailer, and Oa disappointingly is not a major part of the movie. I'd say maybe 20 minutes on Oa.
But would you prefer it to be more Oa, less Earth?
Yes, I'd say go full sci-fi, and I didn't think they need to bring it to Earth. They do touch on a lot of the classic tropes in Green Lantern, a lot of familiar characters. Kilowog is there. He trains Hal Jordan. That stuff I felt
he's funny.
Really rushed. really rushed. I would have preferred a montage even just to show that there was some training.
Is that the big rhino guy?
Yeah, but the interaction between him and Hal Jordan is there for all of 5 minutes.
What'd you think, Flo?
As a nod.
You have to talk. It's your car.
I thought it was a little trite and overdone.
Trite and overdone?
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Out of 5 stars?
1.5.
Wow,
I would
bold.
never pay for it.
Yeah, I don't think. Again, we didn't pay for it, so maybe that's part of it. But I wouldn't feel like I had wasted my money had I gone to see this.
The whole thing felt like
I would think I probably could have spent it better elsewhere. But
the 3D wasn't annoying.
No,
it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, 3D actually, and it wasn't shot in 3D.
Come on over, buddy.
Post converted in 3D, and it wasn't super obnoxious. There were some scenes where the green balls of energy were in your face.
But whoa, Lord.
Oh, buses. Flo's an aggressive driver.
Bus only lane. I don't know if we can. Yeah.
Blake Lively also not as bad as.
Well, Karen, it's not your fault, Karen. Don't worry about it. Nobody will ever see this and come knock on your door for your driving skills. So.
Blake Lively, what did you think?
I like her a lot. I like her a lot in general.
Okay.
But I thought she was really good in the town. I thought she acquitted herself well here. Her script was, her lines were not great.
Yeah, her lines weren't great, but I think she carried herself respectably, serviceably as someone who
You're trying to find an appropriate word that wasn't over flowery.
So she didn't look like a 24-year-old.
Yeah.
It didn't seem absolutely ridiculous that she was both a fighter pilot and also ran a big aircraft company.
If this was a French movie, she would have been played like a 39-year-old, which I probably would have preferred to have somebody who actually had gone through the motions. I think they both would have been, a little bit older in a more
They're trying to build a franchise.
Oh yeah, and I'm really curious to see how it does. Early Critical Word is not only just for this car, but early Critical Word in general has not been kind to the film.
A lot of criticism is that it's a very typical origin story for a superhero. Obviously, with this character, it's a tougher origin story to do because it's outlandish. It's outlandish. A character not many people are familiar with. I mean, that was the Onion news story joke. People just don't know who Green Lantern is. Greg Lantern, who's that? But they did kind of twist it around a little bit, like when he first sees her after the first rescue scene. You know, it's not the Batman and Nicole Kidman Batman Forever encounter.
I thought it took her way too long to recognize him. It's one of those jokes with the all-time Clark Kent puts on his glasses or takes off his glasses and he's Superman and nobody noticed it. But it's Ryan Reynolds. They could have put a full body mask on him probably, and I would have. Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds.
It was a kind of nice change of pace to not have to deal with like the hidden identity, secret identity thing. They just kind of curbed that. Like, all right.
The suit, which was a huge source of criticism when the trailer first came out. I thought it was fine.
The mask is still kind of. It didn't bother me. It didn't bother me. But it did at times look like his head was floating on something that was CGI. So.
Big head. Lot of big heads in this movie. The Guardians had big heads. Hector Hammond had a big head.
Guardians weren't very well explained at all.
Yeah.
The Guardians were just kind of there. These are the guys who sit on their thrones, and I think they could have. This is a movie that tries to explain a lot of things, and it kind of is messy in that sense.
Did you guys get the sense that it was like the idea that you could create constructs based on your willpower was explained well? Like whatever you imagine,
they say that pretty.
It's a magic ring that whatever you wish comes to life.
I don't think they really explored it very well in the film. I think they could have done a little bit something more outlandish and more fanciful than what they did. It's kind of machine guns and flamethrowers.
Yeah, it was actually
chainsaws.
Another problem I had with it was that all the constructs he made were such small scale.
Yeah.
Like, here's a shield that he's gonna make, a sword.
They're all like basic
machine gun. Yeah.
You know what I would have made? I would have made Avon Sur.
And you know what? Interesting point.
Is that cheating? Is that like wishing for a wish?
That's not cheating. Not cheating. Because the emotional touchstone in the movie, his personal relationship with his dad, there was a missed opportunity there for him to call his dad's soul or something and create a construct.
You bring in people?
You can't bring people, but you can bring image of them.
See, this movie is dancing so much with the general audience kind of laughing at it, and I think trying to do like, hey dad, I want to call it my dad's soul, I think that would have been the breaking point for a lot of people.
People were laughing during the movie.
I didn't hear anybody laughing. I think you're making that up, but
are you kidding me? When he first puts on the suit and then poses in front of the camera,
the goofiness of it was a little bit much at times.
It was laughable.
It was trying a little too hard to be laughable, man, laughable. It's trying too hard to be crowd pleasing, I think. It's Ryan Reynolds, you got to give him something to riff on, but at times it was a little overcooked in that sense. And they kind of kept on the humor throughout the entire film, and I thought at some point you just need to leave it be and make it a serious film if you're going to go there. But I don't know, we should probably, anybody else have any last thoughts on it? There is a small sequence after the, not even after the end credits. It's
in the middle of the credits.
Middle of the credits, so do stick around for that. You'll know when it's over. Do you think there's potential for a sequel? I mean, would you want to see a sequel?
I wouldn't want to see a sequel. I want to see a spin-off. I want to see the Mark Strong Sinestro story.
Yeah, I think
the Space Cop story. Just Space Cops, the movie.
I want to see Blake Lively starring Blake Lively, the Blake Lively story, starring Blake Lively,
guest starring
Matthew Rorie.
Okay.
We're joking about it, but I don't know. I'm not possessed of strong opinions about this film one way or another. I'll say that. Wow, that is
a trademark.
That is a trademark.
You cannot use that.
You should make wings or something like that with your hands. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. We'll see you. I'll have a full review of this probably by the time you see this. All right.